Well, greetings everyone, and welcome to a very special online event today. It's called Experience an Incan Fire Ceremony to Ignite Your Sacred Mission. Shamanic wisdom for dissolving your shadows, releasing heavy energies, and revealing your inner light. My name is Stephen Dine. I'm the founder and president of the Shift Network. And for the last few years, I've been blessed to spend multiple trips in Peru with our featured faculty today, and he never fails to uplift. And in a time of a lot of heaviness, darkness, challenge, polarization in the world, there's a way of holding it all much more lightly and in the spirit of possibilities. And so we're going to get to dive in with Fredy Puma Quispe Singona, who is an Andean medicine carrier who was trained from the age of 6 by his grandfather to carry on traditions. And we're going to explore how these energies that get liberated from us can actually help us manifest the life we truly want in the world more easily. So, Puma, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thank you so much, Stephen. Very happy to be with you, with all of you, my brothers and sisters. Muchas gracias.
Well, I know one of the things I love most about this time with you is to create a real ceremony, even a virtual format. So if we all join together in a more prayerful way, would you open this with a little blessing for us?
Yes. I would love to share a powerful blessing from our Apus, from our sacred mountain spirits of this land. They are constantly surrounded by mist. They're constantly surrounded by white clouds. And we always say that's the smudge of Pachamama. So here we use the black tobacco from the Amazon in our sacred pipe. And with that powerful white smoke, I would like to send to you lots of blessings, lots of powerful manifestation, abundance, and prosperity energy. Blessings, my wonderful brothers and sisters.
Thank you. Really transports me back to Peru, which I just love. I'm glad I'm coming back later this year again. So I want to set a little context here. I know there's a lot of people who've been through hardship, whether it was recent fires in Los Angeles or political polarizations, or there's just been a lot of challenge in the world. And it might be helpful to first set a little bit of context from your perspective about what we're going through on a planetary level. And then that brings us into the practices of clearing our own heaviness so that we can manifest in the most beautiful and easeful way ourselves.
Thank you, Stephen. For us here in the Andes, the elements are powerful forces of Mother Earth that serve a very important purpose. They maintain balance and equilibrium here on Mother Earth. Whatever is going out of balance, whenever we're affecting the energetic field of Mother Earth or the ecosystems of sacred nature, these four elements come up: water, fire, air, and earth. Elements come up to protect that balance and equilibrium. And the fire especially represents powerful force of transmutation, transformation, and manifestation. So when these processes with these elements happen throughout Mother Earth, it's because first they're making a very powerful cleanse, a very powerful purification process, where they take whatever that no longer serves us, whatever that has been starting to become heavy energy, and it transforms it into light energy, into the essence of the sun, into the essence of the cosmic light. And with that, we can manifest anything and everything we want in life, everything that we want to have abundantly in our lives, such as wisdom, joy, inner peace, harmony, and most importantly, in these times, these inner peace in our hearts.
Hmm. It's beautiful. Well, I want to dive, I know we're going to spend a lot of time with fire today and how to work with that consciously in a way that we're bringing that transmutation to light in a way that really helps us release into the lightness. I wonder if you, before we do that though, if you could share a little bit about your own training in working with these manifestation principles and working with transmuting areas of darkness, shadow, and density into that kind of higher expression.
Thank you, Stephen. Here in the Andes, we have this powerful tradition of working with the stars and cosmic forces. The myths and legends of creation speak about how life here on Mother Earth was to be abundant. You were not here to experience misery of any kind. Whatever that you needed, you had to have abundantly. And there were specific star constellations, such as the Pleiades, which were believed to be the universal storehouse. And from this constellation, you could call on whatever that you were needing in this moment. And you could have that abundantly. For some people nowadays, there's a lot of healing necessary. For some of us, there's a lot of happiness and joy. We need to experience love, unconditional love abundantly. For some of us, we need to manifest the financial abundance. All of that was stored in the Pleiades storehouses. And we invite it, we call it in to our lives. We give powerful offerings because nothing goes one way. There's a constant reciprocity. There's a constant balance and equilibrium in the receiving and the giving. When we receive from these powerful storehouses, from Mother Earth, from our cosmic father, from our cosmic mother, we need to give back. And often that offering of gifting back had to be deep gratitude, manifested in omens, in tokens of gratitude, coca leaf offerings, candy offerings, even whatever we drink, we always pour a little bit, a little bit of, if it's water, we pour the first sip to Mother Earth to give thanks. We blow the essence of whatever we're eating and drinking in gratitude to the Pleiades, to Pachamama, to the Cosmic Father, to the Cosmic Mother. We are here to be not only well taken care of, well looked after, we are here to be of best service. So everything that we needed available to accomplish this soul mission was abundant, waiting for us wherever we are. Whenever we are experiencing misery, is because we have created it consciously or unconsciously for ourselves. The natural way of living life is in abundance, in that plenty love and in that plenty care of Mother Earth, Pachamama.
It's beautiful. And so as we move into discussing how do we transmute some of the heavy energies people feel, it sounds like this foundation of Aini, of reciprocity, it begins with gratitude for what those heavier experiences might have brought, it sounds like.
The most important offering here in our lifetime is gratitude. The tradition of the Andes says, one day we have taken the breath of life when we were born, and throughout life, we are continuing with that constant exchange of love and of life energy through that breath. And when we give it back, one day before we transition back to our soul essence, we will be giving back that breath to Pachamama, to the creation. And here in the Andes, the training was that whenever that time came, the last breath would be Anyay, which means thank you. So even when you give back the life creation force, it had to become gratitude. And it was always the best offering that you could anytime offer to everyone. You can give thanks to life, you can give thanks to family, you can give thanks to your loved ones for not whatever they do, not for whatever they give you, but for them being there present, for the experiences that you can have together. So gratitude is the most powerful offering, and it's the most powerful essence that we can give back in return from everything that we receive as powerful blessings and manifestations every day.
Mhm. I love that, and really such an important message for this moment. I wonder if you can tell us a little bit about this sort of how to work with what we think of the underworld or shadow and the difference between the inner world from an Andean cosmovision.
There are three worlds, and in most books that were written back in the 1600s as the powerful wisdom and the ways of life of the Andean people, in these writings, they say there's the upper world, this world, and the underworld. And in Quechua, that's Hanaj Pacha, Kai Pacha, Ukhu Pacha. And they translated the Quechua language grammatically incorrect because Ukhu Pacha, which refers to what they now say it's the underworld, actually means inner world. So in the description of these chronicles that the Spanish writers were writing back in the 1600s, they say the underworld was all about the shadows, the after death, the under heavy energies, dark energies, and they have spread that information throughout even this land. And for a lot of people, it was very difficult for them to connect with the underworld because they were afraid of it. They were afraid that it would be very heavy or very intense. It would bring them a lot of suffering, a lot of struggles. When the translation was not right, when you call that third world the inner world, then it's different. Because the inner world, it's all about the sacred mystery. It's all about sacred consciousness, that dimension of our feelings, our thoughts, the psychological, emotional temples. And so what I wanted to share with you is whenever we're connecting from that Andean tradition, the Ukhu Pacha, what they call the underworld, what they're actually referring to is everything that happens within, everything that we experience, everything that we have in our conscious experiences every day. So that's why we need to put attention to our inner world. We need to constantly connect to that cosmic consciousness, to the consciousness of Mother Earth, and to our human consciousness, which is always in a process of evolution, in a process of awakening. Whatever we know, whatever we have experienced in one moment, was only the preparation for everything that we will experience in the next moment. So we always have this preparation process of constantly preparing our eyes, preparing our mind, preparing our hearts for the miracles, for the magic that is available in life. Ukhu Pacha, which we know as the underworld, is actually a world of the divine mystery, is the world of sacred connection and communion with Mother Earth, with her deepest, deepest, deepest love, with her compassion, with her solidarity to all living beings that we are her children, no? Including all the different living kingdoms of the plants, of the animals, the different ecosystems, elements, all these spiritual forces, all of them live here on Mother Earth as the children of this powerful planet, of this powerful star being. And in that communion, in that connection with that Ukhu Pacha, which the right way to call it is inner world, we will be able to discover everything that is timeless, everything that is eternal, everything that is manifesting always here in our lives as every experience, every process we go through. And that's why we call it divine intelligence. So when we're connecting with these shadows, when we're working with these dark energies, which need to be transmuted, they need to be transformed, we are actually also acquiring wisdom, we're acquiring experience, spiritual strength, but most importantly, intelligence, a powerful cosmic essence that helps us to become wiser, to be connected to the intelligence of sacred nature, to the intelligence of the cosmos. And we access timeless memory. We can travel back to thousands of years in the past and get alchemic treasures, what we call the wisdom of our ancestors. We can simultaneously travel into the future and receive messages from the generations that are yet to be here on Mother Earth, and all the different possibilities and potentials that are going to be available. So in order to transcend the limitations of our physical presence of this three-dimensional world, you had to connect with the inner world so that you could transcend time and space, and through that powerful consciousness, become conscious of that eternal, that vast mystery that life is and creation is, and everything that we experience also is.
I love that vision, and I wonder if we can go a little further into what we're going to be doing shortly, which is a fire ceremony, and talk a little bit about, in your lineage, about the role of fire in that sort of inner alchemy, that transmutation process.
The grandfather, grandmother fire, you know, we always say every element has transcends gender, but if it's going to be present here, it's going to be here as a father or a mother. But in this case, the fire is a grandfather and a grandmother, is even more ancient. The sacred fire is a very powerful element of the universe, and it lives present in all the powerful galactic communities. Here on Pachamama, Mother Earth is one of the most powerful elements. It can receive energy and transmute it and give it new intelligence, new powers, new nature. And so we're going to be lighting up this sacred fire here as a symbol of connection and communion with that original light of the universe. And with the grandfather element, we're going to ask for it to remind us and reconnect us with how deep inside in the what we call the underworld, we are bright light. We are this powerful force, and how this sacred fire that we have also is inside as a sacred flame that brings us vitality, that we must not ever let it lose its power. We must tend it, you know? Fire needs to be tended. Fire needs to be fed constantly. And the inner fire is fed with love. The inner fire is fed with forgiveness. The inner fire is fed with liberation and absolute freedom. When we are tending our sacred fire within, we are also taking care of the element fire here on Mother Earth. When we disconnect from Pachamama, when we disconnect from each other as a family and as a community, this fire comes back to reconnect us, brings us the warmth of that father-son, which represents the cosmic father, and activates new life, activates powerful abundance. So that's why when we were experiencing and hearing about our brothers and sisters. Lately, in these last years, experiencing a lot of wildfires, devastating whole communities, whole families, taking everything that they have for our elders in our communities. That only represents a powerful reciprocity. The fire is being fed, and it never goes one way. When the time comes for the fire to feed you, it will bring to you miracles, 100,000 times more.
That's a powerful reorientation to think of it, not just that the reciprocity flows back in the form of abundance. Beautiful. Is there anything we should bear in mind as we enter into this sacred fire ceremony together? Should we be holding an intention to sort of join our intentions together?
Yes. Please, for everybody, be present with everything that you want to manifest in your lives, everything that you want to see happen, everything that you want to be a part of in the cosmic program, in the life journey, in our soul mission. Become conscious of powerful manifestations. That's going to be the sacred vitality of our sacred fire. And then, as the fire is lit up, already visualize it arriving to your lives, to your homes. It will begin empowering and lighting up the fire within ourselves. And then it will continue on activating a powerful force of manifestation to bring abundance and prosperity in your path, in your life. Whatever that you need in this moment, we feed it with love, we feed it with gratitude, we feed it with our visions and our intentions, and the fire is going to send it back to us as powerful manifestations of abundance and prosperity. So we're going to lit up our sacred fire. Grandfather, grandmother, Samin Jai. In this 2025, what do you want to be a part of? What do you want to make happen? There's a restoration process. There's a healing process. There's an awakening process that we can be a part of. So visualize everything that you're offering to the sacred fire and make it be deep gratitude. The powerful grandfather, grandmother fire will receive these powerful gifts, and little by little, it will become powerful manifestation of this cosmic essence, of this cosmic force. As it's receiving all your intentions and all your visions, the fire will become even more powerful, more bright, more strong. When it becomes one flame, which is very soon, when it becomes one flame, then it will become a powerful benefactor, elemental force that is lighting up, and it's empowering the fire within us. And it will become a very powerful benefactor element that will bring abundance and prosperity in all of our projects, in all of our work. Whatever we will need will be there abundantly. Our fire has become one flame. This white one flame, which is the essence, the love, the universal light. Take it into your heart and make it lit up your whole being into this white light. Listen to the messages of this powerful element. The message is always cosmic love, cosmic unconditional love. As it is,
Beautiful. Thank you, Puma. Confess, that's a very large flame. I was a little bit like, whoa, boy, that's a big flame. So there's a lot of transmutation going on, it seems.
we have this powerful fire element here on Pachamama abundantly. In some temples, they say that this powerful element had to be lit up 24/7. Well, 24/7 for us now, in order for this element to be constantly in its service, in its mission for our Pachamama. But because we no longer have this sacred fire, because we forgot to sit in ceremony, to contemplate everything that is being transformed, everything that is being transmuted in our lives, thanks to the presence of this element goes wild and it starts traveling through the mountains, through the valleys, making its service, but no longer in our temples, just wild in the mountains. And it might, in that process, even burn homes, burn whole villages. So our sacred fire needs to be brought back into ceremony, to our sacred space, and to our sacred temples. So that's what we are missing.
That's interesting, powerful insight. Wonder if you can build on what you're sharing around, you're working with fire here primarily, but I know in your lineage you work with all the elements and directions as part of the clearing of energies, the aligning of energies, and manifesting that which we really most desire. Can you share a little bit about that wider context?
Every ancient temple of our ancestors has a specific place for the different elements: water, fire, air, earth. These were the main four elements that the Inca people used to work with. And the fire is always connected to the sun. Now the water is always connected to the Milky Way. The air is connected to the breath of creation. And the earth is unique because apparently it's a spark of light from the Big Bang, from the big origins. And thanks to this element, we're able to touch this earth, this planet. We're able to exist in this powerful physical realm. So thanks to these powerful elements, we are able to experience life in its abundant manifestations. Our sacred fire is now returning to its sacred center. Now it needs to become white smoke. And when the white smoke is activated, that is when the blessings are arriving to our whole global family, global community. Because our sacred fire, it's like any element. When it rains for everybody. Our sacred fire also is for the whole family, for the whole community. Even though you're sitting with the fire by yourself, the whole family is benefiting from it. Same is with all the different elements. Now it becomes this white smoke, which will carry powerful blessings to our family, to our community. This is the part of the essence that becomes abundance and prosperity. Gracias. So this is the smudge, this is the mist that brings new life, prosperity, and abundance.
Hmm. You didn't exactly mention, but I know that when you're doing those out breaths, you're seeding those with intentions. Maybe share a little bit about when you're, you know, blowing out like that, that what you're doing internally to sort of amplify intentions and prayers.
We use our powerful breath to send all of the blessings, all of the powerful intentions. What we're constantly working on is healing. We're always sending healing energy. We constantly need to heal our hearts, especially for this 2025. The message of our ancestors has been we need to heal our mind. Although most of the time in the past, our focus was on healing our heart, for these new times, apparently our psychological process is needing a lot of transformation. We have too many preconceptions, we have too many ideas, thoughts that no longer serve us. And we need to change all of that process by healing our mind, our heads, and then that will take care of emotional processes and physical processes. We're always sending out love. Love is a very powerful cosmic healing force. All of us, we need to open our hearts to the infinite blessings of life. We're always sending abundance and prosperity for you to be prosperous, for you to be abundant, for you not to experience misery of any kind in your life.
I love that. And I wonder if you can share a little bit more, since you're talking about the clearing of our minds this year. It's like it seems like so much of the polarization and the intensity between humans is based on belief systems, that we're really clinging to a lot of perspectives and belief systems that just really aren't serving. So anything else you can really share about how that transmutation of old beliefs, the release of old into a wider field of possibilities?
We always say when we talk about our psychological process, we need to have the perspective of the winged ones. When we are in our limited perspective of our humanity, we are not able to perceive the bigger picture. We're only perceiving parts of it, and every part balances the rest of the other parts. So when we just focus in one part, we're missing on the intelligence and the power of the bigger picture. So in order to heal our minds, we need to see everything from above. We need to see from the perspective of spirit. We need to let go of our human perspective, because it can be limiting. It can be limited. And it can be conditioned, and it's easily manipulated. Like there is an infra-consciousness still, which is also an energetic force in our planet that from time to time comes back to put to sleep our human consciousness. So we need to transcend that human consciousness and see everything from the perspective of spirit. Spirit not only sees like the winged ones from above, which is the bigger picture, it sees through, which means your perspective expands to throughout time and space. Whatever you're perceiving in this moment serves 2 or 3 days from now. And that's why you're experiencing this right now. Or whatever you're experiencing in this moment is so that, in this place, is so that over there, our neighbors can be safe and can be well, can be happy. So we need to expand our perspective. We need to expand our conception, our belief system. When we are focusing on a small part of the picture, it will always be conditioning, and it will always be traumatizing in some cases, even shocking, because there may be chaos in one part, but that chaos is putting order in another part. Everything is balanced and equilibrium here on our planet. Everything is balanced and equilibrium on our whole universe. So we need to tap into that balancing force. We need to tap into that balancing nature. And we need to expand our consciousness as much as we can beyond this time, this place, beyond our human perspective. You know, for us, for our ancestors, they always used to say, you need to see with the eyes of the condor. The condor is the highest flying bird on the planet. When you look with the eyes of the condor, you see what you see from the airplanes. You no longer see individuals. You don't even see people. You only see communities. You only see family. And at that level becomes your service, your offerings.
That's a powerful perspective. I want to ask you one more question before we talk about your upcoming program. We're very excited about that you're going to be able to go much deeper into Incan shamanic manifestation practices for those who want to go further, particularly in this time where we're really transmuting a lot of the old and opening to the new. I know you're going to be teaching about this in your course, but maybe just preview a little bit around how you can orient your day around the directions and sort of orienting so you're kind of working more in partnership with Pachamama rather than sort of against the natural currents of things.
It's a constant localization process. Here in the Andes, we always direct our whole life process according to the 4 directions. Everything begins with the east as the sun is rising. And then that begins our service of today. Everything that we're going to experience, everything that we're going to be a part of, life. And then in the west, as the sun sets, we are accomplishing our mission, our sacred service. Every day we have so much to be grateful for. In the north is the portal for us to connect with the stars, to remember that we come from divine origins. And for the Inca people specifically, that ley line of the north, which is, you know, to the polar part of our planet, directs us to the center of our galaxy. So it connects us to our star community and star family. And the south always brings us back to Pachamama, back to Mother Earth. Our life here in this three-dimensional world, our life here in this physical world, which is where we live, where we are needed, where our service, where all of our sacred offerings are received.
So beautifully shared. Well, let's transition to talking more explicitly about your upcoming program. And I have to say, we're so grateful that we've had so many beautiful programs with you. And this new one, I think, is going to be a very perfectly timed blessing for everyone who chooses to go forward. So Puma's agreed to teach a brand new program that's really going to distill out the most important gems and insights and practices for manifestation, for creating the life that you really want, which starts with us and extends into the wider community and ultimately the world. So the program is going to be called Incan Shamanic Manifestation Practices. Release heavy energies, align with your mission, and liberate your healing gifts in partnership with Pachamama. You can find it at incanshamanicpractices.com, incanshamanicpractices.com. It's a 7-week program. You don't have to have studied with Puma or any shamanic lineage, really. It's really about just distilling out the gems from this tradition that can help us align with these inner forces of elements and directions and consciousness and worlds so that we're more easeful and more creative and more generative in how we, and balanced in how we create. So, Puma, I'd love for you sharing your own words about what people can expect in this, come away with from this upcoming course, and then we'll go through the modules and give us a little tour of what's coming.
I love that we are being able to come back to the foundation of the Inca cosmovision, because when we learn about these powerful worlds or dimensions of life, these 3 dimensions of life, which represents all of the genesis of the Andean belief system. And it will help you call on powerful spirit allies. It will expand your perspective, to brilliant ways of manifestation in simple ways, just with the thought, just with the breath, just with by being or embodying powerful forces rather than doing all the time. We always think, what do I need to do? How do I do it? Where with these powerful practices, we constantly come back to the center of our being, how we are being, what we are being, and what we're being a part of, what we're in the center of, which is why we work with the Sacred Four Directions. So this is going to be a very powerful foundational training of the sacred cosmovision of the Inca and pre-Inca people, and the way they used to be in absolute harmony with everything that was happening in the universe, with everything that was happening within, with everything that was happening around us.
Module 1 is called Ukhu Pacha, the upper world. Connect with your divine origins and free yourself from human limitations.
We will connect with the sacred origins and how, according to the Incan civilization, we all originate from the stars. We all originate from the skies. And we're here on Mother Earth on a sacred mission, on a sacred service.
Module 2, Ukhu Pacha, the middle world. Unite with Pachamama to fully embrace the present and release what no longer serves you.
The most important work with the Ukhu Pacha is to embrace, is to surrender to your wonderful humanity, to the nature that you are, to everything that you can be here without judgment, without conditioning, without limitations.
Module 3, Ukhu Pacha, the inner world. Integrate the wisdom of your emotional experiences to deepen self-understanding.
And this year, we might actually focus more on the psychological processes, because that's the message of our ancestors. So when we're working with Ukhu Pacha, we will focus on the psychological process, on educating our mind to only serve the higher purpose and not to sabotage with fears, with doubts, or whatever concepts that no longer serve us.
Module 4, Entisuya, the East. Connect with the rising sun to program your day with the experiences you wish to create.
We will program with the portal of the East, cool, wonderful, beautiful rituals, simple practices that will make us become more present in our service, in our everyday experience and miracle of life.
Module 5, Kontisuyu, the West. Connect with the setting sun with reflection and deep gratitude to close cycles of unhealthy emotional or physical patterns.
This one is very important when we work with the West, because we're connecting with our powerful ancestors, and they help us bring close into powerful processes and cycles that have been hurting us even for many years. When we don't bring consciously and purposefully close into these cycles, they can affect us even for a whole lifetime.
Module 6, Chinchai Suyu, the North. Bring spirit allies to your daily prayers and practices for inner balance and spiritual empowerment.
We will create a cosmic team, a powerful circle of spirit allies that come all the way from the stars, and we will make them become our buddies, our guides, our guardians.
Module 7, Koya Suyu, the South. Be generous with yourself as you build a strong foundation for serving Pachamama.
Here on our Mother Earth, we have so much that we need to leave as a legacy and as a gift for generations to come. And that is what we're going to set in our intentions, in our ceremonies, and with our prayers.
Well, beautiful. What a beautiful architecture for this program. And it really creates such balance just in the design with the elements and the directions, really creating a foundation for manifesting in a balanced and grounded and peaceful way. So again, the whole program is laid out in detail at IncanShamanicPractices.com, IncanShamanicPractices.com. In addition to the 7 90-minute live sessions that you just heard, which are a great opportunity to participate live, there's a real power in co-creating live ritual around the world and asking questions. There's a real communion and spiritual community that happens. But you'll also get all of the sessions with recordings. So you have video and audio recordings. You can go back, you can repeat ceremonies, you can repeat teachings that you really want to get deeper into your bones. You also get word-for-word transcripts to study and highlight, as well as weekly exercises and practices for home. There's a Facebook community to support you in deepening your experience and also building community across the world. And in addition, there's a number of extra bonuses that are designed to enhance your journey. There's a audio meditation, you can see more on the page, with Puma, called the 3 Initiations into Self-Realization. Love to hear a little bit more about that, Puma.
Yes, we're going to have a powerful ceremony and ritual. Once we have these sacred foundations, we are initiated into the Nokankani, into the I am. And that is a very powerful beginning for our next steps in whatever we're working on and creating epic projects for our Mother Earth, for our global family and community.
That's just one bonus, really great. And there's another one you can see described on the page called Quechua Prayer for Grounding and Centering. This is an audio teaching and digital guide from Puma. You want to share more about that, Puma?
This is a prayer for our Cosmic Father, Cosmic Mother, our Pachamama, and opening up the portals of the 4 directions.
Great. There's also want to draw attention to one final bonus that's on the page that is just there for those who sign up right away. And this gives you extra reason to really take the time to read through the page, tune in with your own inner knowing. And if you get the sense to move forward today, you'll get a video teaching with Puma called Tikari, the blooming of the flower within. Can you share more about Tikari?
This is a beautiful philosophy here in the Andes, where we believe we need to live a beautiful life, like an eternal blooming flower, where we need to reconnect with our original essence, and where we need to not only feel beauty within, but also transmit it around us so that we can mirror it with everybody and in every situation.
Well, we're really excited about this program, and clearly it's so timely and really a profound initiation into the Incan cosmovision and practices to manifest. We've kept the investment very accessible. It's 3 payments of $128 or 10% if you pay in full, with one payment of $349. The course is going to start February 27th and run Thursdays at 1 Pacific, 4 Eastern. But even if you can't make the live times, you can still get the full value with the recordings, the transcripts, and the community as well. And there are so many great testimonials on the page at IncanShamanicPractices.com. People love working with Puma. I've witnessed it in person, online. There's just a sense of coming home, of really living from the heart, of living a life of reverence that's also profoundly impactful, but in a way that really brings our human family together. So Puma's a beautiful emissary, and he will open new portals in your understanding and give you really powerful practices that are out of his thousands of years of lineage that he's helping to maintain. So again, it's all at IncanShamanicPractices.com. So Puma, any final thoughts that haven't been expressed, or folks who are considering joining you for the Incan Shamanic Manifestation Practices program? And then I know you want to close us out with a little blessing.
Thank you, Stephen. I would like to share with you this powerful program in these times. Everything is on the cosmic program. It's timely programmed, and even myself, I'm just catching up with how necessary and important these times, these powerful ceremonies, rituals, belief systems are necessary, and it will bring so much healing, so much magic, so much joy, love, and a connection to a very ancestral tradition, to a millenary tradition that really grounds you deep into Pachamama and makes you stronger, makes you more confident, and brings you powerful well-being and good health. So this is the power of these powerful programs. You are all invited. You are all welcome. I'm looking forward to seeing you in, I call it circles. You know, every call, every class for me is a circle, and it's a circle of powerful ceremony and healing.
Beautiful. Well, thank you for that invitation. Again, it's all at Incan shamanicpractices.com, and you get that special bonus when you sign up today by midnight, which is the Tikari, the blooming of the flower within. So Puma, you want to close us out with a little prayer blessing?
Yes, this is a blessing calling on the powerful force of these three worlds, Ukhu Pacha, Ukhu Pacha. Ukhu Pacha, powerful realm of the heavens, powerful light of the cosmos. Humpui, humpui, humpui. Welcome to our lives, to our hearts, to our sacred space. Pacha, sacred Pachamama, Mother Earth, this physical realm, this world of our powerful physical temple. Be always well, be always happy, be always in love. Hampui, hampui, hampui. Ukhu Pacha, the sacred realm of consciousness, the inner world of the divine mystery. Manifest yourself as light, as the powerful, living fire within us, and bring to us the intelligence, the creativity, the sacred wisdom, for us to always walk this path in love, in service, in ceremony. Hampui, hampui, hampui. Thank you.
Thank you, Puma. Thank you all for joining. What a blessed hour. And if you'd like to go further with Puma, IncanShamanicPractices.com. Many blessings.